Dear students, welcome to Genius Point YouTube channel. If you came to this channel fastly, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So, take a look on some multiple choice questions on Indian history. First question: the name Bharat appears first time in which text? Puranas. According to Manusmriti, the land occupied by Aryans is to be called Aryabrat. The name Bharatavarsha was first appeared in Ashtadhyayi. So you know that this is Sanskrit grammar. It was written by Panini. Sources of ancient India. Then the first historian who established Asiatic Society for Learning. Asiatic Society, it was established by Sir William Jones, who is called the father of Indian archaeology. Alexander Cunningham. Alexander Cunningham is called the father of Indian archaeology. Archaeological sources. The person who studies archaeological sources such as coins, buildings, record is known as archaeologist. Which terminology is used for study of inscription? The study of inscription, it is called epigraphy. Which is the first inscription in Sanskrit? Junagadh inscription. Junagadh inscription is first inscription in Sanskrit. What were two major scripts that were used in ancient inscription writings? So there are two types of scripts. There are Brahmi as well as Kharastri. Who deciphered the Brahmi and Kharastri scripts? James Prinsep. James Prinsep, he deciphered the Brahmi and Kharastri scripts. Which scripts of ancient India was written from right to left? This is Kharastri. The Kharastri script was written from right to left. Pre-Asokan Brahmi script found at which place? The pre-Asokan Brahmi script, it was found in Anuradhapura, which is located in Sri Lanka. Which dynasty's formation is derived entirely from archaeological sources? Which dynasty information is derived entirely from archaeological sources? This is Satavahana dynasty. The oldest inscriptions writing began in India. The oldest inscription was writing began in India by King Ashoka. Ashoka's maximum number of inscription, which gives detailed information about his administration and Dhamma, they are in which script? They are in Brahmi script. Which ruler is related to Aihal inscription? So Pulakeshin II. Pulakeshin II is related to Aihal inscriptions. Which ruler is related to Prayag pillar inscription? Samudragupta. Samudragupta is related to Prayag pillar inscription. Which Indian gods are mentioned in the Baghajkoi inscription? Indra, Mitra, Varun as well as Nasatya. Gandhara and Mathura. So they are which type of art? They are sculpture. Northern black polished poetry is related to which era? Mauryan era. Which period is identified with painted grey ware? Later Vedic period. Understood? The later Vedic period is identified with painted grey ware. Which archaeological site gives information about the ancient historical period? Bhimbetka caves. The caves of Ajanta and Bagh gives information about which historical period? Gupta period. Who introduced the first gold coin in India? Indo-Greek. Whose dynasty's coins are completely made indigenously without any foreign influence? Gupta dynasty. The story of coin is called numismatics. The highest pure gold coins were issued by whom? Kushal. The maximum number of gold coins, mostly impure, were issued by which rulers? Gupta rulers. How many verses were originally there in epic Ramayana? 6,000 verses are there in epic Ramayana. The epic Ramayana is divided into how many kandas? 7 kandas. Which composition was given in the name Satasastri Sanghita? Mahabharata. Who composed Mahabharata? In the 14th century, Maharshi Vyasa. By what other name is Mahabharata known? Mahabharata is also known as Jai Sanghita. The form literature in Vedic period transferred from one generation to another generation, and what it is called Smruti literature. This is known as Shruti literature. Name the scripture in which Purusha Megha was mentioned. Sapta Brahmana. Mahabharata epic is divided into how many parvas? There are 18 parvas in Mahabharata. The set of texts that are parts of Vedas which contains ancient yogic philosophical literature. This is known as Aranyaka. Name the book that became the standard literature for law framing and social customs in ancient India. This is Dharma Sutra. Which is the oldest religious text of India? Veda. So, who considered the compiler of Veda? Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa. From which book the best systematic description of historical tales obtained? This is from the Puranas. Which is the ancient and authentic Purana among the 18 Puranas? This is Matsyayana Purana. Vishnu Purana gives information about which dynasty? Mauryan dynasty. Which Purana gives information about the Gupta dynasty? Vayu Purana. What types of religious literature are Atrayata and Satapatha? This is types of Brahmin texts. In which Vedic literature is the discussion of salvation found? In Upanishad. The description of Yajnavalkya Gargi dialogue is found in which Upanishad? In the Brihadrakya Upanishad. So take a look on the right side. In which Purana is related to the goddess Durga, which includes a passage called Durga Saptasati, Markandeya Purana. In which Upanishad disciples of Upanishads have been placed in the category of teaching the Itihas Purana? This is Chandogya Upanishad. Which literary sources throw light on the social and economic status of 5th century BCE the 2nd century BC. This is Jataka tells. What are the texts written in forest? What are they called? This is called Aranyaka. What is the Jain literature known as? Agam. Agam. This is known as Agam. Ancient Jatin text we are composed in which language? Prakriti language. To understand the meaning of Vedas properly, education, Kalpa, grammar, Nirukta, verses, and astrology have been composed, which are collectively called this is Vedanga. This is known as Vedanga. In which text the duties of human beings, Varnasrama, system, and social rules have been mentioned. This is Sutras. Which Smriti is the oldest? Manusmriti. What is Ashtadhyayi composed by Maharshi Panini in 16th century BC? This is grammar, Sanskrit grammar text. Vigneshwara, Vishwarup, and Aparak are the main commentators of which Smriti? Yajnavalakya Smriti. Who composed the epic Ramayana in Sanskrit language? Maharshi Valmiki. The authentic information about all aspects of Mauryan epic empire is described in Arthashastra. It was written by Kautilya. He is also known as Vishnugupta and Chanakya. Which book of early medieval period gives the complete chronology of conquests in Sindh? This is Chochnama. Who composed the Brihad Katha Manjari that gives information about the Mauryan period? This is Khamendra. Take a look on some famous book of ancient India. So Aihal Prasasti, it was written by Ravikirti. Ashtadhyayi, it was written by Panini. Abhigyana Sakuntalam, Vikramorsvasi, Raghu Vansham. These books are written by Kalidas. Buddha Charita was written by Ashwaghas. Gita Govinda was written by Jayadev. Gatha Saptahasti, it was written by Hala. Harsacharita, Kadambari, Ratnavali, all of these books are written by Harshavardhan. Indica was written by Megasthenes. Katha Sarita Sagar, it was written by Shamadev. Kamasutra, it was written by Vaschayana. Lilavati was written by Bhaskara II. Mudra Rakshas was written by Vishakha Datta. Mricha Katika, it was written by Sudraka. Mahabhasya was written by Patanjali. Navaratna was written by Virasena. Natyasastra was written by Bharatamuni, the Saint Bharata. Panchatantra was written by Vishnu Sarma. And Pancha Siddhantika, it was written by Varahamir. Raja Tarangani, it was written by Kallana. So, dear all competitive aspirants, so if you like such type of videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. This is your channel Genius Point. Thanks a lot.